What if an entire empire vanished, hidden beneath a bustling modern city? A secret.
On the banks of Palembang's Musi River, history runs deeper than its brown, sediment-rich waters. Today, a bustling metropolis thrives, but few know the ancient power that once flowed through these lands.
This river was once Southeast Asia's most vital artery, more strategic than any fortress. For 2,000 years, three great powers rose and fell upon these exact riverbanks.
Different civilizations, separated by time, religion, and culture, yet all chose this same spot.
Why? The answer isn't the ocean or monsoons. It lies in this muddy river itself.
Beneath the modern surface, a monumental story of power and secrets awaits discovery.
Between the 7th and 13th centuries, a hidden empire dominated the vital Strait of Malacca. This narrow passage connected east and west. Every vessel between China and India traversed here. Every ship passing these waters owed allegiance to the mighty Srivijaya Empire.
Yet, unlike other grand civilizations, Srivijaya left no monumental stone temples behind.
For centuries, archaeologists questioned its very existence. The empire had simply vanished.
The secret of Srivijaya's disappearance was water. They built on water, not land.
Their capital, a strategic choke point, adapted to the tides, a city in flux.
Wooden palaces, vibrant markets, and homes, an entire civilization built on the river's rhythm.
When Srivijaya eventually collapsed, its wooden structures simply rotted away into the mud.
But this was no mere trading post. It was a powerful Buddhist empire with a formidable navy.
Chinese monk I Ching described Palembang as a thriving center of Buddhist scholarship.
Thousands of monks, vast libraries, a scholastic tradition rivaling India itself flourished here. Srivijaya's navy controlled the Strait of Malacca for 5 centuries, unchallenged.
Their fortress was the sea. Any ship refusing tribute faced swift destruction.
Why such immense value? The Strait of Malacca offered the shortest east-west sea route. Chinese silk, Indian spices, Arabian gold, all flowed through Palembang, a highway of wealth.
At its peak, Srivijaya controlled a vast maritime empire, stretching 2,000 kilometers, held together not by land roads or walls, but by the ships that sailed the seas. By the 11th century, the empire fractured. The Chola Empire launched naval raids. Though Srivijaya recovered, it never regained full strength. New trade routes emerged.
Rival kingdoms in Java grew powerful, eroding Srivijaya's long-held dominance.
By 1377, the Majapahit Empire from Java conquered the remnants of Srivijaya.
The once grand wooden city collapsed. Its structures surrendered to the river's relentless currents.
Within a century, the greatest maritime empire vanished completely from human memory.
Its existence became a legend, its power a ghost story whispered in ancient texts.
Life in Srivijaya was defined by water, a seamless existence between land and river.
Children grew up navigating waterways, their world a complex maze of canals.
From trade to sustenance, the Musi provided everything, dictating their very lives.
Their spiritual life, too, was anchored to the river, a sacred flowing artery.
Buddhist teachings blossomed, shaping the empire's culture and its global identity. This mastery of wood and water was their genius, their enduring legacy, unseen. Across vast stretches of ocean, Srivijaya's influence was felt, revered, and feared.
Their naval power ensured tribute, making them arbiters of all trade routes. The flow of wealth was undeniable, connecting distant lands through this single point. Gold, silk, spices, treasures converged, making Palembang a vibrant hub of prosperity.
But even the mightiest empires eventually faced their inevitable, slow decline. External pressures and internal strife began to fray the empire's strong fabric. Internal divisions and the rise of powerful regional rivals further chipped away. The once invincible empire, built on wood and water, gradually began to crumble. Its vast network of power dissolved, leaving only whispers in forgotten annals.
The river, which had cradled its birth, now claimed its silent, muddy demise.
For centuries, Srivijaya faded into myth, its golden age consumed by the tides of history.
Less than a century later, from the same mud, a new power began to rise.
The Palembang Sultanate emerged. Different faith, culture, and architecture, but the same strategic river.
By the 15th century, Islam had swept across maritime Southeast Asia, shaping new identities.
Buddhist temples became mosques. Sanskrit scholars gave way to Islamic teachers.
Floating Buddhist monasteries transformed into vibrant Islamic merchant hubs. Yet, the wooden city endured.
The sultans understood the river's timeless truth. Control the Musi, control the trade. Palembang joined a commonwealth of Muslim trading states, linked by faith and commerce.
It became a critical node in the lucrative spice trade network, a port of consequence.
Cloves, nutmeg, pepper, spices, worth more than gold in distant European markets.
The river's tributaries acted as arteries, feeding the main trade hub with local goods.
Local communities thrived, their lives interwoven with the river's generous bounty. Beyond spices, daily necessities and local crafts fueled a robust regional economy.
The Sultanate navigated complex regional politics, securing its place among rivals.
Royal ceremonies and daily life were intimately connected to the powerful Musi River.
Its strategic value was undisputed, a jewel in the crown of maritime Asia.
Then, in 1596, a new power arrived, the Dutch, with their formidable ships.
They came for spices, driven by greed, leading to the richest corporation in history. Initially, the Sultanate attempted negotiation, seeking mutual benefit and trade agreements.
But the Dutch demanded monopoly, not partnership. Any rival trade was an enemy act.
By 1659, the Sultanate was forced into an exclusive treaty, becoming a puppet state.
New artistic and intellectual traditions emerged, enriching the city's spiritual life.
The sultans ruled with both spiritual authority and military prowess, upholding order.
The spice trade continued to thrive, bringing prosperity and cultural exchange. Arabic, Indian, Chinese, and local dialects mingled, forging a unique identity.
Life flowed with the river, a harmonious blend of commerce, faith, and culture.
Yet, this fragile harmony was threatened by new, powerful forces from the west.
The Dutch, with their superior ships and relentless ambition, would reshape everything.
Their presence grew, a creeping influence that slowly choked local independence.
The Sultan knew the growing threat, the encroaching shadows of colonial ambition. He prepared for the inevitable confrontation, a desperate struggle for sovereignty. The roar of cannons, the chaos of battle, Palembang bravely fought for its freedom.
But overwhelming force crushed resistance. The city's defenses ultimately crumbled.
The heart of the Sultanate, its palace, lay in ruins, a symbol of defeat.
A glorious era ended, its traditions and power extinguished by foreign might.
Palembang was silenced, its vibrant Islamic Sultanate replaced by a colonial grip.
A new era began, marked by foreign dominion, reshaping the city's destiny.
The Dutch rebuilt Palembang, not for locals, but as a colonial administrative hub.
Stone architecture replaced wooden structures. Colonial mansions, offices, and churches rose. The Musi River transformed from a trading highway into an extraction conveyor belt.
Rubber, tin, palm oil, petroleum. Resources flowed down the Musi to Europe's markets.
More than exploitation, the Dutch systematically erased Palembang's cultural memory.
Sultan's palace demolished, Islamic courts replaced, Malay language suppressed, archives plundered.
By 1900, a proud sultanate became a colonial backwater, its history rewritten.
The local aristocracy reduced to figureheads, merchants serving colonial interests, or suffering.
Then, in 1916, Royal Dutch Shell discovered massive oil deposits near Palembang.
Overnight, this sleepy town became strategically vital, fueling a massive population boom.
Palembang oil fueled the Dutch East Indies, attracting critical global attention.
The Dutch imposed their vision, transforming the river into an industrial artery.
They carved up the landscape, imposing new systems, erasing centuries of local governance.
Even education became a tool of control, shaping minds to serve colonial interests. The free-flowing river of empires past was now tamed, subservient to Dutch command. Wealth was extracted, not shared. The land's bounty became a foreign possession.
A proud heritage suppressed, Palembang became a cog in a vast colonial machine.
When World War II erupted, Japan eyed Southeast Asia's greatest prize, Indonesian oil.
On February 14, 1942, Japanese paratroopers landed, targeting the refineries.
The Dutch destroyed facilities before surrendering, but Japan swiftly rebuilt operations.
For 3 brutal years, Palembang oil powered the Japanese war machine.
The occupation was brutal. Forced labor, mass executions, widespread starvation.
By 1945, with Japan's surrender, Palembang lay devastated, but not forgotten. The Dutch never fully returned. Indonesia declared independence on August 17, 1945. After years of revolutionary struggle, Dutch recognized sovereignty in 1949.
For the first time in 124 years, Palembang was free, charting its own destiny. Decades after independence, the legendary Srivijaya remained a profound mystery.
Then, in the 1970s, systematic excavations along the Musi River began.
What they unearthed was shocking. Meters below, preserved in anaerobic mud.
The remnants of the wooden city, perfectly preserved, untouched by oxygen, lay hidden.
Thousands of artifacts emerged. Buddhist statues, Tang Dynasty ceramics, Arabic coins.
Sanskrit manuscripts, Indian trail goods, all confirming the vanished empire's grandeur.
Crucially, evidence of massive wooden structures, the foundations of a vast city.
The missing empire wasn't missing at all. It was merely buried beneath the earth.
Modern technology, radar, sonar, sediment analysis, revolutionized our understanding.
The Musi River itself is a living archive, each mud layer a different era.
The uppermost layers tell tales of modern Palembang, vibrant and complex.
Below, the Dutch colonial period, its structures still echoing in the mud.
Even deeper, the Palembang Sultanate, an Islamic power, clearly defined.
And at the deepest layers, Srivijaya, the invisible empire, finally revealed.
Three kingdoms, vastly different, yet sharing one profound, undeniable strategy. Despite their differences, Buddhists, Islamic, Christian colonial, they all knew the truth.
The Musi River was the key. Whoever controlled its flow controlled wealth.
Srivijaya, the Sultanate, the Dutch, all exploited this strategic geographical logic.
The river didn't care who ruled. It merely connected mountains to the vast sea.
In 2018, a massive Bhairava statue was found, undeniable proof of Srivijaya.
The largest Buddhist statue ever found in Indonesia, making international headlines.
Locals weren't surprised. Fishermen had been pulling up ancient artifacts for generations.
The river had always known the truth, now finally revealing its profound secrets.
Stand on the banks of the Musi River today, and you stand on 2,000 years of history.
Beneath your feet, Buddhist temples, Islamic mosques, colonial buildings lie preserved.
The city keeps building upward, layer upon layer, while the river flows eternal.
Palembang is not three civilizations, but one continuous story of human adaptation.
Three different groups, yet they all looked at this river and found the same truth. This is where power flows. The Buddhist Empire, the Islamic Sultanate, the Dutch colony.
Three kingdoms, one river, one truth. Geography is destiny. Water is power. Some places are simply too valuable to abandon, no matter how many times they fall.
The Musi River still flows to the sea, connecting mountains to the vast ocean.
It still holds the key to understanding 2,000 years of Southeast Asian history.
And beneath its muddy surface, the eternal river still guards its deepest secrets.
Each fragment, each buried beam, tells a story, patiently waiting to be heard.
The rhythm of life on the Musi continues, unbroken through millennia of change.
Palembang stands as a testament to human resilience and the river's eternal power.
Its muddy currents hide untold stories, whispers from forgotten civilizations below.
The wooden city of Srivijaya, the Sultanate's floating markets, all sleep beneath.
The colonial extraction machinery, too, rests silently within the river's deep embrace.
Waiting for new generations of archaeologists, the river guards its profound secrets.
Palembang's three kingdoms rose and fell, but the river flows on, eternal. And that, ultimately, is the real story, the enduring spirit of the Musi River.